Come here a minute. Let me introduce you.
KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video
Oh, you
News,
got a
y'all.
picture of that on you. This is a video.
It's KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video News, y'all.
All right, people. Here we go. We got part two of Brother Shadid interview, part two. How
Okay.
you doing over there, brother? How you doing?
All right. I called over this other one of my comrades, man.
Is
DJ
that right?
Suave. Come here. No. He'll do. You can do an interview with him later.
What's going on? Hey, how
Say,
you doing now?
that's him.
All right, how you feeling?
What's going on, brother? I'm doing okay. And yourself?
Yeah, it's all good, man. I've been doing this since 1963.
All right, great. That sounds like a winner.
That's the only way to go, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's how you do it, man. You got to keep the long-term relationships.
You
Yeah.
gotta think.
Yeah.
Man, you know, when I was born, I was doing good, and the rest is history, right?
Right. All
Yeah.
right. All right, DJ Suave. That's DJ Suave, man. He be playing music too.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Okay. So let's
He's
get
a good
started
time.
with part two
We might
of
cut
the
this
interview
off.
here. So I mean, you live a pretty colorful life, brother. I mean, I just listening to what you were saying earlier, and so now I want to get into a little bit more deeper parts of parts of your life about one thing you was telling me about was something about something that happened at El Camino shooting. Something about El
Oh
Camino.
yeah, right.
Yeah, tell me about
I was
that.
okay. This is a teaching lesson. I'm mute. This really happened to me. Um, so kids get take it from whatever they want to do, right? So peer pressure, I understand that. And what happened to me was I went to El Camino, and I was rumptious young man. We was about hustling, making money. We kind of thought of ourselves as Robin Hood. We would take from the rich and then come back and give to the poor.
Yeah, okay. All
But
right.
what we
All
were
right.
doing, see, we was in Torrance, and they don't want black people in Torrance. I'm surprised to see black people in Torrance today. Okay, and we went up there and got into some mischief. And I told one of the fellas that was with me, let me talk our way out of this, because here come the security guard, right? Let me, because I got good conversation. So let me talk my way out of it, and then we'll go home. Well, my comrade was a buster. He was a buster. He wasn't a comrade. He didn't listen to me. So he tried to use karate on this guy. And back in the day, I'm sure you remember, everybody thought they knew karate. You know,
Oh yeah.
some of y'all did. I know you knew how, but I'm just saying some people used to perpetrate like they knew karate and they didn't really know it. So when he tried to kick at this security guard officer, he blocked the kick. And when he blocked the kick, we started running. Because we ain't in he changed the whole format of what we was doing. We was going up there hustling, talking to girls, making us a few dollars. But he changed the whole dynamic. So we all ran, and while we were running, we heard pow, 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 right? Well, come to find out, the security guard had shot one of the fellas.
Wow.
And yeah, one of my classmates. And we were sad about that. I still feel bad about that to this day. I prayed on it and everything. But that wouldn't have never happened if he hadn't kicked at that security guard officer. See, but it was like, you don't have to be threatening nobody to get shot when you're a black man. All you have to just be there, and they'll shoot you.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
I
mean,
went
anytime you attack somebody, they're gonna always claim that it was justified.
right. So I went to the
Yep.
school and I told my girlfriend at the time that if she marked me at school, I would take her and her friends to McDonald's. Back then, McDonald's was a big deal, you know. Burgers were like what, 50 cents, a dollar? You can get two for a dollar.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I brought
Mhm.
her and her whole crew McDonald's that day. So when it came to find out, they checked the school records. I was at school that day. Hey. So, you
Mhm.
know, um, I didn't stay the whole day out of school. As soon as that incident happened, I went to school and just mingled in, you know? And
Yep.
so, yeah. And so I had an alibi. That's what made my mother cry.
Wow.
She said, not only are we raising a hoodlum and a thug, he got an alibi.
You got an alibi too,
I
man. You got
remember
the
my
whole.
dad asking me, huh?
Now go ahead.
My dad. Yeah, my dad. My dad said, what made you come up with that? I said, well, I know I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah. Yep.
So I did what I
Yeah.
had to do.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah.
Yep.
So I tell the young people, don't get caught up, man. If you know something ain't right, you know, see, if he
Keep it
wouldn't have
pushing.
never kicked at that, if he
Yep.
would have never kicked in at that security guard officer. But anyway, so that was that, man. And like I said in my book, I'm gonna mention all of that stuff that, man, I've been through so much stuff. It'd be a good movie, man, a really good movie. It'd be
Yeah.
exciting like Boys in the Hood, you know.
Yeah. Yep. So what? I mean,
And
yeah,
I
we all
even
got a
think,
book. Now, what? Tell me
yeah,
about the book. Do you have a book that you're writing, or is it a book that you've already wrote?
no, I got some ghost writers that's writing with me, you know. They started from, when we came to LA and the little things when I got hit by a car, the things that I told you in part one, but it's more in detail, you know.
Yeah. Yep. So you already have a title for this?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, tell me about your relationship with Bo Taylor. Give me some
Okay,
information on
yeah.
Bo Taylor.
Yeah. See, that was my buddy, man. He passed away. He had a youth program called Unity One. And me with Focus. And the cool thing about Bo Taylor was he was real. So he was a Crip. And my me being from Inglewood, I never really was in no gang, you know that. But we kind of leaned toward Bloods because they didn't start trouble. They didn't go by houses shooting up parties and taking people's leather coats and stuff like that. They didn't do that because most Bloods had a good family foundation and had money. We had money. All of us had 64 Chevys, man. For all of us to have 64 Chevys in high school, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we didn't even,
Yeah.
I don't even think we had a job. Well, I'm sure you had a job, but we was pretty privileged black kids, man, really. So we didn't have to
Yeah.
go around starting trouble and all that because we got leather coats and stuff. So
Yeah. That's one thing I never had a problem with. I never had nobody ever tried to take my coat. Uh, I wasn't gonna have it anyway, but you know, nobody never tried to take my leather coat from me.
right,
And
right.
I had a
No,
max I
me
had a maxi nobody never tried to take.
right.
But either way, man.
But
But
that's what the Crips did back then. They took leather
yeah,
coats,
yeah.
man. They
Of course they did. Of
yeah.
course they did.
I
But
had
you
a
think
couple
about the
my
haves and
buddies
the
give me their
have-nots.
leather coats.
Yeah, that's like the haves and the have-nots. You know, a lot of those guys
Right,
were basically coming from the original Crips that was coming all the way from the east side, coming over to Inglewood trying to perpetrate those crimes. They thought
right,
Inglewood was an easy place to come and do their crimes. But anyway, back to Bo Taylor. What
right.
was going on with him?
Yeah, so Bo Taylor, man, he had Unity One going on. So Dominique DePrima, she's on KBLA now. You could put that app in your phone. I wish everybody would do that. It's listening to me. It's KBLA, Tavis Smiley, Dominique DePrima. She
Yeah.
comes on
Oh
at
yeah, that's
6 a.m.
One of Molly Bell's friends.
Right, right. Yeah, she's my
Yeah.
friend also. And so
Okay.
so is Mama Bell. Um, but
Yeah.
but you know, Dominique, me and her, we go way back because she funded my youth program and gave us some donations when we had a summer jam one year. And that's the year I met Aaliyah, that singer who died in an airplane. Ooh, man, I had a crush on her. And I was at the summer jam. I was all up on her, all up close, you know. And her
Oh boy.
bodyguard, he was trying to get in between me and her, and she was telling him, hey, this guy right here, he's with the radio station, and they're honoring his youth program here today. So then he backed up, and when he backed up, I moved closer.
You sound like you're opportunist over there.
Yeah, yeah. So they
Oh
was
boy.
giving us food and stuff. So I made her plate, right? I got a plate and I was asking her what did she want, and she was telling me, and I was getting it for her and everything. And you know, and man, just to look in her eyes, dude, that woman was woo. She was something else, man. Aaliyah. And I
Mhm.
remember her telling me age ain't nothing but a number. Man, I had a baby at 50. I guess she was right, right? Because I had a baby at 50. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, so I gave her my business card and she was gonna join Focus, right? Boom. She ended up dying in a plane crash.
Wow.
Tupac, I gave him one of my business cards. Then 2 weeks
Okay.
later, he died. I'm like, dang, I can't catch a break. And all them people I met
Man,
through
you just better not
Dominic
just don't
DePrima.
pass out no more business cards, man. You got to stop passing out business cards, man.
Okay, okay. I guess you're right.
Oh boy.
That's messed up. But
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
Uh,
so Dominique DePrima, you know, she helped us, man. And Bo Taylor was at the summer jam, you know, and me and him, we was in the audience and we was watching the concert and everything. And Bo Taylor said, "Man, you know what?" I said, "What?" He said, "Man, it looked like it's more Bloods in here than Crips." I said, "But man, the FOI is here too, man. You know, ain't nothing gonna jump off." And he said, "You sure?" I said, "I'm sure." He said, "Man, go talk to your boys." I said, "Man, these youngsters ain't gonna start nothing." And no sooner than he said that, John B was on stage and they started something. But
oh
it was a
boy.
little minute. It was a little minute. And Bo Taylor was, man, I told you something was gonna happen. I swear. So then, you know, me and him, we collaborated and talked about different things. And then he got ill and passed away, man. It shocked me, you know. And
Wow.
I miss that brother, you know. I miss him. Bo Taylor. That's a good brother, you know, that
Yeah.
really worked hard and diligent in the community, just like Dominique DePrima does, you know. She knows
Yeah.
Bo Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we
Yeah. Well,
all
activism is something that that's what it is, man. It's about action. It's not about just talking. It's just not about words. It's about
right.
action, and
Yeah, right.
just going from, you know, trying to do what you can because when you're young, you think you know it all, and So you go. I've talked to too many guys that have went to prison, that have done prison time, and now they're trying to do something to give back to the community. Trying
Wow.
to stop the young people from, to stop the violence and
Right.
I'm talking about some hardcore gangbangers that have turned their lives around, and
Yeah.
so it's a good thing to see. However, I wish it would have happened 30 years ago, 40 years
Right.
ago.
Right.
Then we maybe some of this the violence that we're dealing with today
Well,
would not happen. You know.
well, man, with the way they changed the gun laws and all these people is buying weapons and automatic weapons. Man, an automatic weapon is nothing but murder, man, for mayhem. A civilian to guard your home, you don't need an automatic weapon. That's overkill. But man, this society, man, what can I say, man? America.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
America.
Yeah. So tell me about your, I want to go back and ask you a question about KC, about Kansas City. You said you were originally from Kansas City and you said you went back to Kansas City uh
Right.
in your and what were you like in your 20s when you went there?
No, I went
Back
back
to
there
KC?
when I got out of high school
Okay.
and spent
Okay.
time with my family back there, my cousins. And grew up. I had I had aunts and uncles. Like I had like 5 aunts, 4 uncles, then my cousins, 7, Joyce, Calvin, Walter, T, Floyd, uh, Gene, you know, out of all them, two passed away. The other ones are still living, and they want me to move back. But
Yeah.
with Kansas City winning the Super Bowl, and that's all good. But them winters, man, are brutal. And I'm a California. I done got Californianized, man. Those weapons, that's
Got that
severe.
thin
That's a,
blood. Got that thin blood now,
yeah, yeah.
huh?
That them severe winter storms and all that. I mean, not winter,
Yeah.
but severe
Yeah.
thunderstorms.
Right, right.
Man, I can't handle that.
Yeah, those California Levi corduroys ain't gonna help you when you go to that dealing with that kind of
Right.
winter.
But it's funny you mentioned Kansas City because I remember telling you to remind me to what the Kansas City send off. And what the Kansas City send off is in Kansas City, the mobsters there, if you do something that they don't like, they'll put you in a cement blocks on your shoes, you know, put you in a car and throw you in the Missouri River.
Wow.
And that's called and they throw you in that river. They drain the river every 5 or 10 years. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Yep.
man, that's
Yeah,
real.
Kansas City at one time was neutral. Kansas City was neutral turf. Uh, had always been neutral turf for the mob. That's where
Right,
people went to do their negotiations, like the
right,
gangsters from Chicago and Detroit and New York.
right,
They always
right.
went to Kansas City to
Yeah,
discuss things and negotiate. So it was like neutral. It was neutral. It was supposed to be nothing happening, as far
that's
as
right.
anything dirty. But yeah, that's way out, man. I mean,
Right.
the city, what's the name of that? It's a movie out, I think it's a TV show called Fargo, and they
Oh
have
yeah,
Chris Rock in it, and he plays an
right,
old school gangster. And I believe he
right.
started from Kansas City and he was out of Kansas City. But anyway, Harry Belafonte made a movie there about some old black gangsters that was in having issues with the Italian mafia. Anyway, I'm
Right.
getting off topic, but yeah, man, KC, you know, KC. So which side? Were you talking about Kansas City, Kansas, or Missouri?
That's on the Missouri side.
That's the
See,
side you were on.
The Kansas side is a dry state. They don't sell liquor on Sundays. You can't buy liquor there on Sundays. But
Okay.
on on uh on the Missouri, you can buy liquor only in the bottoms. You can't buy it like in the city. Only in
Okay.
this certain area. It's called the bottoms. And yeah, man, it's something else. You know,
Yeah.
it teaches you a lot of respect, man. I remember this one kid I was friends with. His name was Artemis, and his dad was a made man. And one day he said, "What you kids gonna do today?" And I said, "I don't know. We're gonna go to like a function at the park with some girls." And Artemis said, "Johnny, do you remember my dad?" And he pointed at him. And I said, "I don't remember his name, but I remember his face." And that man grabbed my cheeks. He
Hmm.
said, "That was a good quality, kid. I like that kid." Then he kissed me on my forehead. He said, "That's a good quality. I like that. I don't remember your name, but I remember your face." He kept laughing, man. He loved
Hmm.
that. And so after that, he told Artemis, "Yeah, I like your friend." And his mother, man, there go a woman again, taught me how to cook. She taught me how to make Italian food. I know how to make
Okay.
macaroni. I know how to make spaghetti. I know how to make meat pies. They don't call them pizzas. They call them meat pies. I know how to make meat pies. And woo, I'm a bad chef, man. I'm a bad chef. I know how to cook. Yeah.
All right. All right. Yep.
So
Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you, brother. You know what?
yeah,
Yeah, man, this is a good interview, man. And you like I said, been telling me a few things here. We talk all the time, but that some things that we don't get a chance to talk about is what are we trying to strive for? What are we reaching for,
right.
these days in our later years, and
Well,
you know,
that's what focus is about, man. See, I have another thing on here. It says gangs, bloods, intervention. See, that's what
mhm,
focus began working with gang members and stuff. I would go and shoot craps with these gang members and try to get them jobs working for the starving students and stuff like that at UCLA and USC. And
mhm,
they would come on my cable show and do rap, you know. And then I would make sure, okay, if y'all do that, then we're gonna get with the 20s and the dirty 30s. And you guys are gonna have to come to an agreement to not kill each other. And at Lauren Miller Park, we had a few gang interventions that the teenagers would make murals. Both of the gang members would make murals, but they would do it together. So neither one of the sides could tag on it, and we would do
mhm,
that. And we had the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, minister, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad showed up, and not the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister Louis Farrakhan showed up, and Minister Tony showed up, and was able to. We pulled it off. It was like they was cool for a while, But as time goes on, things change, and if you don't stay on top of that kind of stuff, it could fester and you know, go out of control again. So I don't
yeah.
after
Well, I know the
first
20s and the
after
30s. The 20s and the 30s right now are working on a truce with talk
that's
with
good.
Skip Townsend over at Second Call. Shout
Good.
out shout out
Good.
to Skip Townsend.
Yeah.
He used to, matter of fact, he used to be a 20 back in the day, but
Right.
he
Right.
he has a program
Right.
now called Second
Right.
Call, and it's all about trying to give kids and give people coming out of the penitentiary, a second chance on jobs, job
Right.
training, and
Yeah.
you know, it's a lot of good. He got in plus intervention, gang
Yeah.
intervention as well. Matter of
See,
fact,
that's
he has
what.
the keys. He has the keys to the park at Lamert Park
Right.
from the city. The city gave him the keys. He literally have the keys to open up the park.
Right.
Uh, and that facility that they have that they're using right now on 65th and Central at one time used to be a juvenile courthouse where they used to sentence juveniles to go to camp and all of that. They have
Right.
that building. They have that building now.
Really.
That's what Second Call
That's
is
great.
located. Is located in that building. So
Right.
that's the whole 180. They went from sentencing people to a building now that's being ran by the people that's helping people. They pass out food there all the time for the community, free food.
Where is that
A
at?
lot of good stuff going on. 65th and Central. Yeah,
Okay.
down in
Yeah.
LA.
Let me put that. Let me write that down, man. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
by there and check that spot out.
Yeah, yeah,
65th and Central, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Second Call. Yeah. Yep. Just
Yeah. Oh.
the number two NDCALL. Second Call. Yep.
Right. All
Uh,
right.
but that's Skip Townsend that's in charge. One of the
Let
guys
me
is in charge
mention
of that.
we coming up on 20. We
Oh
coming
yeah.
up on
Oh yeah. Yeah.
26 minutes, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me say this about focus, where my direction is going for focus now.
All right.
My direction going for focus now, I'm gonna use my GI Bill to get some um to get a 501c3. Well, actually 501c8, but that's in negotiation right now. But the funding, I have money from my retirement, that I haven't spent up yet. No, I'm
Okay.
not gonna, because I have a daughter, man, to think about. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna structure this curriculum, and it's gonna be around bullying, how to teach kids in a young age. We're gonna go into the schools, and we're gonna show like a play, and show how to defuse certain situations, and that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna teach the kids, you know, basic like Black history, things that they don't teach in regular school, because you got to know your history, you know, and the children, that's Hispanic and Black. They need to know their history, and it doesn't hurt for a person to learn someone else's ethnic uh, history and all of that. That makes you a more intuitive and more powerful person and able to communicate. Because one of my favorite people was um Pancho Villa. So we I could go into the deep about that. But yeah, but Pancho Villa. So what we're gonna do in focus, and then we're also gonna teach them like all of the different things that it's gonna be like a part one and a part two of focus, because we're gonna once we start that part of it, then we're gonna start another part where we could teach people how to work as an electrician, a plumber, um, like that. All of the classes that they had in high school when we graduated, we want to come up with a curriculum where they could teach that in schools too.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. A lot of that
God
stuff is
bless
gone, like you
that.
said.
God bless
Right.
the brother Dr. Dre. He dropped 300 million on Compton School. So that's where we're gonna start, because my friend, she's from Compton, and she owns property there. And I got some property there too, but it's just a vacant lot. But anyway, we're gonna try to do something right there to give back to the community. So that's where focus is going now. You know.
All right. That's a
So
great thing, my brother. Great
yeah,
thing. You got some big things planned. This
yeah,
is brother Shadid, brother John Shadid here, folks. And I'm doing this. This is our second interview on KP's Video News. And I'm gonna do this part one, part two. Telling you, man, this is real interesting, and I want to link you up with Skip, like I said, Skip Townsend over there, second call, because
Okay.
they do have some classes that they have over there, electronics,
Right.
teaching people how to be electricians and carpentry and a lot of other good things. So that can help and coincide with what you're trying to do. Okay, my
Right.
brother John Shadid, man, one of my old
All right.
homeboys from the wood.
Right. That's
That's right,
right.
from the wood, man. And like I
Low
said
riders.
before,
Yeah.
a lot of cats didn't know I was
Hey,
the
you
one
know
that
this
I
cat
was the one that.
KP right here. This
Uh,
cat right here, KP. Man, he had one of the baddest shit. Now I had a 64, right? But mine was beige with burgundy interior. And that was the stock color for my 64, right? But this brother had a 64 that was the same color as the Continentals that came out that year, right? It was burgundy and gray.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
that baby was pretty. I
yeah.
used to see, I be going, ooh. And my friend would say, what are you talking about? Ooh, you better get your car and
Oh man,
catch up with
yeah,
him, find out where
yeah,
he's going. We
yeah,
be
yeah.
going
We
up to
did.
Brookside Park in
Right.
Pasadena and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That was back in the old days, man, when people could low ride, and you had to
right.
separate it. It was low riders were neutral. I mean, now
Oh
you had a couple of gangbangers out there
yeah.
that
Nah,
had low
nah,
riders,
nah.
but
When you was
that was crazy because your car could get shot up. Anyway, that's a
right,
whole nother
nah,
story.
nah.
We'll talk about that. That's a whole different
Yeah, with
story.
car clubs, we kept that neutral. You didn't
Yeah.
bang on no other car club. We didn't do that. We had
Right, right.
respect because that's
Yeah.
one of the things I wanted to mention. Because I got class on this note on my notes. Class. Have some class. My mother used to tell me, have some class, son. I said, well, how much do that cost? Son, it doesn't cost any money. It's about
Mm,
respect for yourself, for others' property. Just have respect about yourself. Like the Staple Singer song. Respect yourself. Listen to that song. That's what class is about. Having respect for yourself and others. And
yep.
that right there sets you up. You don't have to do nothing special. Just be polite and respectable. That's
Right, right.
all. It's simple.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
golden rules. It's
Yep.
simple.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah.
Bible. Okay.
Yeah.
Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Okay. God. It's an acronym for good orderly direction. It's simple. But see, I learned all that kind of stuff in the rooms of AA. And you don't even have to be an alcoholic to respect the rooms of AA. So
Yep. Yeah.
there it is.
Yep. All right. So thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that, brother. You're right. We got to get back to some basics. Uh
Right.
can't blame the kids for not knowing if the parents are not telling them.
That's
And that's
right.
what
The
that's
basics,
our job.
man. My
Our
parents
job.
was always about the
Yep.
basics. All praises
Yep.
be to the higher power.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
All right, brother
Brother
Chief.
Shadid, more
All
power to
right,
the
man.
people, my brother. More power to the
All right,
people.
brother.
Power to
Love you, man.
you. And man, I love you as a brother. And hey man, we'll get a chance to chop it up again sometime soon. We're gonna have to do a part three.
All right.
One of these
Okay,
days.
we'll
One of
do
these
that.
days.
We'll
All
do
right, my
that, man.
brother.
I like to have Greta on with me, man. My
Yeah,
comrade, who's working
yeah.
with Focus with,
Oh, okay.
and
All right. Well,
yeah,
we'll set that up. We'll set it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me
brother.
figure out how to
All right.
work this program, and then cause I can get up to like 6 people on here at a time,
Right.
but I have to
Okay.
figure it out. All right,
Right.
my brother. You take care.
Okay, brother.
Peace, love and peace,
Peace,
brother.
man. Love you, man.
All
Keep the
right.
faith.
Take care. Take care.
All right.
That's right, folks. That was Brother John Shadid, man. You know, brother, I've been knowing this brother a long time. And this is KP's Video News. And that was an interview with Brother Brown Shadid, man. He's trying to working on his little projects, his things he's trying to do. And it's positive for the hood, trying to keep the doing some positive things for your community. It's everybody benefits. Everybody benefits. Everybody. And hey, let's all get busy on painting up, cleaning up, fixing up our community, and let's turn our community into a paradise. KP's Video News, y'all.
KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's
That's right.
Video News, y'all.
It's KP's Video News, y'all.
It's KP's Video News, y'all.